Gentleness, I am praying to you.
You just explore a little bit more about the feeling of something, because I spend a lot of time in decision making, and it's been a constant theme in my life. There's always some sort of figuring out going on, and the next thing, there's always some sort of drama around that.
Yeah.
So we've sort of touched on it a few times, about, I've heard you tonight say dropping in, and not that there's anything to do, but that there's another thing, there's like thought, trying to decide, and then there's something else as well.
Yeah. Well, there's the sensations that are felt. This isn't to kind of give thought another way of navigating in the world, because thought can take this on as like another way of saving me in the world. But really it's, you can only start to feel those more subtle physical sensations when you no longer know how to be in the world in thought, Then there's really more space, more energy for the attention just to be on the body, on the sensations. So it means first losing everything you think you know, about how to be in the world, and not knowing what to decide, what to do. And then there's space to actually feel. And not even thinking that you need to decide, because that's also thought.
Yeah, it's habitual. It's been going on a very long time.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, and I'm fed up with it, basically.
Yeah. But in the same way as what we were just saying with Colleen, that these things are unravelling in their own time, and I see that with you, more and more. You're seeing it yourself. So it's all fine, you don't need to try and figure it out or speed it up. Things are unravelling in their own time. You don't have to control it. More and more there's seeing that, that the old habitual way of deciding or going along with what other people think, or trying to fit in, or get approval, or all these other, mechanisms, that they're actually painful to keep up, and overwhelming, because you can't please everyone, and it's just ridiculous, you can't do that, and you end up hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So it's becoming so obvious that you can't do that anymore, that it just can't work that way anymore.
Yeah.
And now you don't know how to be. So this is now the space for something, for anything, for something fresh. So it's okay, give it the space. It's okay to not know how to be.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I get that it's okay not to know.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I've always known that, really strongly. But there's this sort of mechanism that's cut in because of that, because of not knowing. There's this mechanism that's just freaking out. And it's still freaking out. It's just freaking out all the time.
It's now kind of, you kind of take it by the hand now. So it's not that it stops freaking out, it probably is going to continue to freak out even more. Because you're not going along with it. Because at least in the past, when you go along with it and kind of do what it says, it calms down a bit. But now, you're going to feel that maybe you should be going according to what thought says. And the sensations of that will probably come up. Like the fear of not going along that way.
Yeah. So there's no relief.
There's no relief yet, you know. There's no relief. I mean, it's not about looking for relief.
No.
It's about the reality, you know, that actually those sensations and emotion and stories and mechanisms, they don't need to go away. They're just not, they don't necessarily need to be navigating. They can be felt, and eventually they do calm down when they're not followed, because they're not given so much attention. They eventually do, you know, relax because they see that there's no one here that's giving them much attention. But as I said, it unravels in its own time. That's been my experience, and also what I've seen happen for other people coming to these meetings.
Yes, it's all fear-driven.
Yeah. Don't know how to be in the world.
Yeah.
And in the past there's been this belief that you need to know how to be in the world, and so therefore follow everybody else who seems to know how to be in the world, but they don't know either. And actually, in that way of being, there's a denying what is felt here. You know, there's no kind of honouring what is here and really felt physically. So it's giving it that space. It's kind of saying yes to this body. Not just yes to everybody else. But, you know, this that is felt here is just as valid, if not more valid, than what everybody else is feeling. And I say more valid because it seems that, you know, you have a pet, this pet Sharon, and you need to take care of her as you do your cat. You take such good care of your cat, but not such good care of yourself.
Please come to me. I'm on my knees because I feel so hard inside, and I punish myself for even more. Oh, gentleness, you know the score. 'Cause when you take me